If you are listening to this today, it is not by accident. Many people believe that being chosen by God means a life without struggle. But those who have lived long enough know the truth. The people God draws close are often the people who suffer deeply. You have carried burdens silently. You have lost people you prayed would stay. You have watched years pass, wondering why life became harder instead of easier. And sometimes, in quiet moments, a thought comes to your mind. If God is with me, why has my path been so difficult? The Bible shows us something important. The same people who were loved by God were also tested, watched, and tempted. Job was faithful yet darkness touched his life. Peter loved Jesus yet he was shaken. Even Jesus himself was tempted in the wilderness. Being chosen does not mean being protected from struggle. It means your life carries weight, purpose, and influence. That is why both light and darkness notice you. Not because you are weak but because your choices matter. As you grow older, you understand something younger people often miss. Life is not only about big decisions. It is about daily direction. Every morning you wake up and choose. Do I forgive, or hold bitterness? Do I trust God today, or surrender to fear? Do I stay gentle, or let my heart grow hard? God does not force your hand. The enemy cannot control your soul. Both watch the same thing. Your choices. Some days, choosing faith feels heavy. Your body is tired. Your prayers feel quiet. Your strength feels small. And yet even then choosing patience, kindness, and trust moves you closer to light. You may wonder why, after all these years, you still face inner battles. You have served. You have believed. You have endured. So why does doubt still whisper sometimes? Because the later seasons of life are not about proving your strength. They are about revealing your direction. In younger years, life tests your energy. In older years, life tests your heart. Will you grow softer, or more bitter? Will you lean on God, or pull away quietly? Will you finish your journey with peace, or regret? These questions are not punishment. They are invitations. One thing is very important to understand. God does not shout. God does not pressure. God does not threaten. He speaks softly through peace, truth, and reassurance. Darkness, however, rushes. It brings fear, confusion, and urgency. If you feel rushed, pressured, or afraid that voice is not from God, God gives you space to choose Him freely. Even now. Even after all these years. Some people think aging means the story is almost over. But heaven does not see it that way. As long as you are breathing, your choices still carry meaning. A gentle word spoken today. A prayer whispered at night. A decision to trust God one more time. These are not small things. They shape the direction of your remaining days. And they bring peace where fear once lived. As the years pass, something becomes very clear. Life is not decided by one big moment. It is shaped by small daily choices. You may not preach to crowds. You may not travel far. Your body may not be as strong as it once was. But every single day, you still choose. How you respond to pain. How you treat people. How you speak to yourself. How you speak to God. These choices may seem small, but heaven watches them carefully. God looks at the heart. Not at speed. Not at strength. Not at youth. Just the heart. There are days when prayer feels easy. And there are days when prayer feels silent. Many older believers feel guilty about this. They think, why don't I feel God the way I used to? But silence does not mean absence. Sometimes God is not removing His presence, He is deepening your trust. Faith in younger years often runs on emotion. Faith in later years runs on choice. Choosing to believe when feelings are quiet is one of the strongest forms of faith. In early life, temptation comes loudly. In later life, it comes quietly. Not always through sin but through tiredness. Thoughts like, it doesn't matter anymore. I've done enough. Why keep praying now? These thoughts do not scream. They slowly drain hope. But God calls you gently back, saying, Remain with me. Not because you must, but because you still can. A kind word to a grandchild. A prayer for someone who hurt you. A moment of gratitude in the morning. These are acts of light. Darkness does not fear loud people, it fears consistent faith. And consistency grows with age. You may feel slower, but your faith is deeper. Many older believers carry a quiet sorrow. They look back and think, I should have done more. I made mistakes. I wasted years. But God does not measure life the way humans do. God redeems time. The thief on the cross met Jesus at the very end, and it was enough. Your past does not cancel your present choices. Today still matters. Darkness loves to remind you of regret. God reminds you of grace. One voice says, look what you failed to become. The other says, look how far you have come. One voice pushes shame. The other offers peace. You already know which voice sounds like God. It is gentle. It is calm. It does not rush you. Walking with God at this stage of life is not about proving anything. It is about resting. Resting in forgiveness. Resting in mercy. Resting in the truth that God has not abandoned you. You are not walking alone. You never were. Even if you don't realize it. Others are watching how you finish your journey. How you face pain. How you face loss. How you face uncertainty. Your quiet faith speaks louder than sermons. As people grow older, they begin to desire something more than success. They desire peace. Not the kind that comes from having everything, but the kind that remains even when things are missing. You may have lost health. You may have lost loved ones. You may have lost plans you once carried. Yet if peace still visits your heart from time to time, that is not coincidence. That is God. God's presence in later years often comes quietly. Not with excitement but with assurance. A calm mind in the middle of uncertainty. A steady heart in the middle of change. This peace is not weakness. It is maturity. Fear knocks loudly. It speaks about illness, loneliness, the future, the end. But fear has no authority unless you invite it in. Every time you choose to trust God instead of fear, you close a door. Every time you say, Lord, I place this in your hands, you strengthen your spirit. Peace grows not because problems disappear, but because trust deepens. Some people think God feels distant with age. But distance is not the problem. Noise is. Life becomes quieter as years pass, and that is when God's voice becomes clearer. God does not compete with chaos. He waits for stillness. And stillness often comes later in life. This is not loss. It is invitation. There was a time when you could handle many things on your own. You worked harder. You moved faster. You carried more. Now, some days feel heavy even before they begin. This is not failure. This is transition. God does not ask you to be strong forever. He asks you to trust. The Apostle Paul learned this truth when he said, "When I am weak, then I am strong." Not because weakness is good, but because weakness teaches dependence. Earlier, choosing God meant doing more. Now, choosing God may mean resting, letting go, forgiving quietly, praying simply. A short prayer spoken sincerely is more powerful than long words spoken from habit. God listens to the heart, not the length. Darkness often whispers, "You can't do much anymore. You are no longer needed. Your best days are gone." But God says something different. He says, "Your presence still matters. A praying heart still shakes heaven. A peaceful soul still reflects light. Your worth was never measured by productivity. It was always measured by belonging." One of the hardest lessons in faith comes from prayers that were never answered the way you hoped. You prayed for healing, it didn't come. You prayed for someone to stay, they left. You prayed for clarity, confusion remained. These moments hurt deeply. And God understands that pain. God does not reject honest sorrow. Even Jesus wept. Anyone can believe when life goes well. But believing after disappointment is a sign of deep faith. God does not shame you for questions. He invites you to bring them to Him. Silence does not mean God turned away. Sometimes it means He is working beyond what you can see. Here is where choice becomes very important. Disappointment can lead to two paths: bitterness or deeper trust. Bitterness hardens the heart. Trust softens it. One isolates, the other heals. You choose not once but daily. And God honors every small choice toward Him. One of the quiet pains of later life is loneliness. Children grow busy. Friends pass away. Homes become quieter. Sometimes, even in a room full of people, you feel unseen. And a question rises softly inside. Where is God now? But loneliness is not a sign that God has left. In fact, many of God's closest servants met Him most deeply when they were alone. Moses heard God in the wilderness. Elijah encountered God in silence. Jesus often withdrew to lonely places to pray. Loneliness does not push God away. It creates space. God does not fill loneliness with noise. He fills it with presence. A calm feeling when you wake up. A scripture that stays in your mind all day. A quiet strength that keeps you steady. These are not small things. They are God walking beside you quietly. You may not feel surrounded by people, but you are never unaccompanied. Darkness whispers lies in lonely moments. No one needs you. You are forgotten. Your life is fading. But God speaks truth. I am still with you. Loneliness can either close your heart or open it deeper to God. Again, the choice remains yours. As years pass, thoughts about the future change. You no longer fear failure as much. But you may fear illness, dependency, death. These fears are human. God does not judge you for them. Even faithful believers feel this weight. Christian faith does not deny death. It redeems it. Jesus did not promise escape from death, He promised victory over it. The end of the body is not the end of the soul. This is not wishful thinking. This is promise. Fear often speaks about tomorrow. God speaks about today. Fear says, "What if things get worse?" God says, "I am with you today." You are not asked to face the future alone. You are asked to trust God one day at a time. That daily choice slowly replaces fear with peace. Peace does not always arrive suddenly. Sometimes it grows quietly as you repeatedly choose trust. You choose to pray instead of panic. You choose to rest instead of worry. You choose to believe instead of imagine worst outcomes. These choices shape your inner world. And heaven honors them. Many people start life with energy. Not everyone finishes with grace. Finishing well means staying gentle, staying humble, staying forgiving. Even when the body weakens, the spirit can grow beautiful. No matter how messy your middle years were, your ending can still be calm. God specializes in peaceful endings. He does not rush you. He does not pressure you. He walks with you. Every prayer you whisper now is shaping your final season. You may not realize it, but people watch how you carry yourself now. They see your patience, your kindness, your faith. Your life is still teaching. Your calm faith may guide someone else toward God. One of the hardest lessons in life is learning how to let go. Letting go of strength. Letting go of independence. Letting go of roles you once carried. This letting go can feel frightening. You may think, if I release these things, what will be left of me? But God never asks you to let go without offering something deeper in return. When you release control, you gain peace. When you release fear, you gain rest. Letting go is not giving up. It is trusting God enough to carry what you no longer can. The world measures people by ability. God measures people by surrender. Even now, when your hands feel weaker, your heart can be stronger than ever. You are not becoming smaller. You are becoming lighter. And light things rise more easily toward heaven. A heart full of control can be shaken. A heart surrendered to God cannot be easily disturbed. When you say, "Lord, I place my life in your hands," you remove fear's grip. This is a daily choice. And each time you choose surrender, you choose God again. As people age, they begin to think about what they leave behind. Not money, not property, but memory. How will people remember you? God does not ask, "How much did you achieve?" He asks, "How much did you love?" A gentle tone, a forgiving spirit, a listening ear. These things remain long after you are gone. Your children may forget your words, but they will remember your kindness. Your grandchildren may not know your struggles, but they will feel your peace. Love is the strongest legacy. Darkness says, "Your life was ordinary. No one will remember you. You made no difference." But God says, "I saw every quiet act of love." Nothing done in love is wasted. Nothing done in faith is forgotten. Being chosen by God and noticed by darkness does not end at a certain age. As long as you breathe, you are still choosing. Not dramatic choices. Not loud ones. But quiet ones. Choosing patience over anger. Choosing trust over fear. Choosing hope over despair. You do not need to feel powerful. You only need to remain faithful. A heart that keeps choosing God, even when tired, even when uncertain, even when quiet. That heart shines brightly. God does not walk with you only in youth. He walks with you through weakness, through waiting, through the unknown. He will not leave you halfway. He will finish the journey with you. Take a slow breath. Look back over your life not with regret, but with honesty. You were not perfect, but you were faithful more times than you realize. There were days you chose prayer when you could have chosen bitterness. Days you chose kindness when you were tired. Days you chose trust even when answers did not come. Those choices mattered. They still do. You were seen every step of the way. God saw the days you kept going quietly. The nights you whispered prayers with weak strength. The moments you chose peace when fear stood near. Darkness may have watched, but it did not define you. Your choices did. And your choices lean toward light. God is not counting your failures. He is remembering your faith. He knows your heart. He knows your weariness. He knows how much you carried silently. And He says to you gently, "Well done, you trusted me." Not because you were strong, but because you kept choosing me. You do not need to fear what comes next. You are not walking into the unknown alone. The same God who walked with you through youth, through loss, through disappointment, through waiting, will walk with you through the rest. Nothing ahead can separate you from His presence. If your body feels tired, rest. If your heart feels heavy, release it. If your mind feels unsure, trust. You do not need to prove anything anymore. Your life has already spoken, and it speaks of faith. You were chosen to choose, and again you chose light. Walk the rest of your journey in peace. God is with you. God will not leave you. God will finish what He started in you. Amen.